Hey, I thought I'd see y'all there. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eric coming in from the Blanks Spot Sublimation Blanks and Supply Store. Guys, we're located at 224 O'Neill Court, Suite 26 and 27. That is Columbia, South Carolina. Columbia, South Carolina. And I am inviting you to come on into our space and do a 3D shirt with us. A 3D shirt with us. So, as you jump on, do me a favor, drop your city and your state, like, share, and tag. Whenever you are seeing this, it's going to help us to get the information out and get the tutorials out as well. Do me a favor, make sure you subscribe to our page if you find it value. Hit that bell to be notified when we're live, and hopefully you're going to get some value out of this video. So I'm doing something different. I've done 3D shirts before. And I'm still really new to it. I've done 3D shirts before, but it's something that I've come to kind of like doing. So I want to do it to make sure I get better at it. Okay. So I love doing shirts based off of the holidays or the theme or whatever is going on at that point in time. So right now we know what's going on. It is got this January, Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday is coming up, and also it is Black History Month is coming up. But I don't know if you can tell, I'm Black. So Black history is every day for me. So I decided that I was going to be, everything that I was going to be doing from now on is going to have something to do with Black history. And if you don't know, if you don't believe, if you don't think, if I'm serious, Black history is American history, y'all. So that's what I'm doing right now. So do me a favor as you jump on, like I said, jump on, drop your city and state, like, share, and tag. And I'm going to be doing a 3D shirt front and back. Now, I've done these before. However, what I have not done, and this is the first time, Hey, Jackie, thanks for jumping on. I appreciate it. This is the first time me using a jig. Okay. I thought I wanted to try a jig. So we do have our ram board. I already cut it out, and just so you know, let's see, get an example of what this ram board is going to actually, can't feel it, but it is a semi-hard cardboard. It says ram board. You can pick this up at Lowe's or Home Depot. Okay. It says ram board. Let me turn that around. It says ram board. Okay. So what I did was I laid my t-shirt out. Now, just so you know, when you're doing 3D shirts, you're going to use a jig. You're going to have to create a jig for every shirt. And what a jig is, basically, it is a cardboard insert to make the shirt stretch out and to keep it straight. Okay. In the past, and you'll see me doing this again in the past, you'll see that right under the arm is where it bunches up and it has wrinkles. I like that myself personally because it gives it more character. There's no such thing as a perfect craft. A craft is art. All right. However, there's a lot of people out there that are going to want to do it to where it looks almost perfect. Your choice. All right. Your choice. Me, I like to be a little bit different. You, if you want to be, the person that's trying to get it as perfect as possible, that's the point. But it's not going to be, there's no perfection. You can get close, but there's no perfection. So what I did was I created a jig. So you see my shirt stretched out back there in the cardboard, in the ram board jig. What I did was I laid it out. Yes, this is Sublimation. We are a Sublimation Blanks and Supply Store located in Columbia, South Carolina. So what I did was I laid my shirt out on my ram board. So I opened my ram board out. It comes in a roll. I opened the ram board out. I rolled it. Of course, you're going to have something a big enough table to lay it on, and you're going to have something. To hold it down because it's going to want to roll back. What I did was I laid my shirt out. Okay, laid my t-shirt out. Now we are using the Blanks Spot Sublimation t-shirts. We have our own t-shirt line. Okay, we're using the Blank Spot Sublimation t-shirts. It's the extra large that I'm using, and it is sized correctly. Laid the shirt out. Once I laid the shirt out, I measured the shirt. Okay, so I'd already measured the shirt before, and my measurements for the shirt exactly was about 37 inches. So it goes from tip of the short sleeve to tip of the short sleeve. That's how I measured it in a wingspan. And then I measured it from the top back all the way down to the bottom. All right. So I got 37 and a half on the wingspan, and I got at exactly 29 all the way to the bottom. So what I did was I added 2 inches on each side. I added 2 inches on each side, and then I added 2 inches on each side, and then I cut my jig. Okay, so I ended up having 41 and a half inches wide, and then I went down to 32 inches long. Okay, I could have gone a little bit longer. Hey, thank you, Miss Kim, for jumping on. Make sure y'all drop y'all city and state, like, share, and tag. Hey, Teresa, thanks for jumping on YouTube, and it's like you on TikTok too. Appreciate you. But drop y'all city and state, like, share, and tag. So I could have went a little bit longer, okay, but I think it's cool. It's gonna be all right, and the wingspan is fine. So once I cut my my jig, my insert for my T-shirt, once I cut it, I took it and I folded it in half. I folded it completely in half, okay? Just like you fold a T-shirt, I folded it completely in half. After I folded it completely in half, I took the sleeves and I folded them half inside towards the center of the shirt. So the sleeves are inside and the shirt is folded in half, just like that, okay? Then I took my shirt, and this was a two-person job. I couldn't do it by myself. Took my shirt, I pulled it over my jig, my insert, and then once I put it over my insert, I took my time and I opened my jig. The reason why I did it like that is because one of our customers came in, / business owners, they came in, they gave some recommendations. I told them I didn't really like using the jig because every time I tried to put it on, I was tearing it. So she gave me a recommendation of something that she saw, and I used it. So she said, hey, you know what? Fold it in half and then put the shirt on it and then open the jig back up while the shirt is in the jig is in the shirt. And it worked out. So I took it and I did that. And then I put it on my heat press. We're working with a 40 by 31 heat press. Okay, 40 by 31 heat press. That's what we're working with. All right. We're working with our TBS 100% polyester sublimation shirts. All right. We're working with our own sublimation paper. Okay, we have our own paper. We have a Sure Color, Epson Sure Color F6370. So if you guys are looking for some prints, for large prints, we print 44 inches wide, 40 inches long. You can get gang sheets as well. We're using our own ink. We have our own ink line, TBS Ink. Okay, so our shirts, our paper, our ink. What else is ours? We provide the prints as well. Then we have other supplies. We have our tape in here. We have tape measures, things like that. Okay, so have heat gloves and all that stuff. All right. So if you're on YouTube, you're gonna see you'll see the links in the description. So I said, let me go ahead and try this jig thing, man. You know, how hard could it be? And at first, when I saw it, the shirt was still bunched up, and I didn't like it. So once I pressed it, it's something how that pressure and that heat will knock that shirt down. So let me grab my scissors because I always have scissors all over the place. And I am going to cut my design. Okay, I'm going to cut my design. So the first thing is first, I'm going to do the back of the shirt first. And just so you see this, it's stiff as the board. Okay, stiff as the board. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it face down. Now I'm going to have to press this twice. Okay, so I have like a craft paper over my cushion. I have a craft paper over like a piece of craft paper over my cushion. I'm going to have to press this twice because of the size of the shirt as it's stretched out. Okay, so I'm going to adjust this. So these are the things you're going to have to make sure of. Now, if you don't have this, you can actually use a Yucca board. And as a matter of fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my Yucca board. What am I thinking, right? So while this shirt is stretched out, it looks more like a 3/8 than an extra large. Okay. So as I adjust my pressing area, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place I'm going to remove the first cushion that I have. I'm going to remove this cushion. Okay? Because we put these cushions on here to make it, you know, pop up some more and give it a little more, you know, pressure. Remove this cushion. I'm leave this one on here. I'm going to take my Yucca board and place my Yucca board on my press. Now, this is going to help you out if you have a smaller heat press. If you have a smaller heat press, I know a lot of people are rocking with the 15 by 15s. A lot of people are rocking with the 16 by 20s, 16 by 24s. So if you have a smaller heat press, this Yucca board is going to help you. You can get this Yucca board from Lowe's or Home Depot as well. Now, this is the padding that came with the heat press. So we can kind of see this a little clearer now. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I always line my padding all the way up to the back because I want to get a full press. Now, I know when I press this, I have to be on the padding. I cannot press this without being on the padding. Also, if you see this transfer on this pad, every time this heat press heats up and we press it, the transfer is going to reactivate. The ink in this is going to reactivate. So you have to make sure you put something on here. That's why I have this craft paper. It's a little thicker than craft paper. I don't know exactly what it's called. But that's why I have this paper on here, okay? And I also, because it's not cut perfectly, I also make sure I line it up to the corner because I want to know where my edge is, okay? I want to know where my edge is and where I can actually press. And then the last thing is I want to make sure, and this is gonna make a difference when you're pressing on your smaller presses. I also want to make sure that my heat press is going to hit my pad. I don't want to be on the outside edge of my pad because I'm going to be pressing more than I have to. All right? So I'm making sure that this is going to catch this pad. And it's going to catch it just fine. So the pad is in a good position. The paper's in a good position. And I'm about ready to press. Okay? So I'm going to take my shirt and put it back on here. So, of course, some of the work was already prepped and done. Some of the work was already prepped and done. And I thought I had some transfer on here, but I don't have any on here. Once again, I already have a jig. I have my shirt, I have my jig inside my shirt, and I'm going to have to press this twice. This is the edge of the shirt. I also took the liberty of lining up my seams. So I tried to line up my seams on my shoulder on the jig. Okay, I tried to line up my sleeve on my shoulder on the jig. Okay, I wanted to make sure I was lining it up. All right. So if my head's cutting off on YouTube, that's cool. As long as you guys can see what I'm doing right here. Can y'all see? Make sure y'all guys can see. Okay. So there's a lot of prep work that goes into this. I'm going to slide this over to that way, just a little bit more. It's away from me, just so I can make sure I get that tip and everything. All right. Now there may be a small portion of this that does not get pressed due to being bunched up, and that's okay. I'm going to stretch this out as much as I can. Stretch this out as much as I can. This time, I'm going for perfect, y'all. This time, I'm going for perfection. So my job right now, my responsibility right now is to press this as perfectly as I can. All right? So I already know which side I'm going to put on first. I'm going to do the back first. I'm going to do the back first. With that being said, I am going to have to cut. Now we're using, I'm going to turn you over to me while I'm over here cutting, y'all. So we're using Yucca board you can get from Home Depot and Lowe's. Yep. Thank you, Miss Kim. You know what? You're an excellent moderator. Excellent moderator. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be cutting these sides, okay? Now, I don't know about you, But because we have a larger press and we have larger paper, sometimes it's going to be some paper that's going to waste. I'm trying not to waste any paper. So when I cut this, I'm going to do my best to try to recycle this paper. You probably say, well, how can you recycle the paper? I can cut the paper because we have smaller printers. I can cut the paper in sizes that can be used. If I can save it, I can recut it and use it. Now, I don't know for sure if this is going to be the right size for the shirt. Before I printed this, I measured my shirt again as it was stretched out. As it was stretched out in the jig. So you guys know, I had my own dimensions. But what I did was, after I made this and I put it on the jig, put the shirt in the jig, I actually measured it again. And I measured it again, and I went outside of the jig another 2 inches on each side. Approximately. So this is a big print, okay? My job right now is to get this as perfect as I can. Now the image that I'm using, I bought from, my wife bought from Cosmos Ink some time ago, okay? This was a while ago. That's probably the only time you'll hear me mention somebody who I don't really even, kind of deal with. I will mention the other business owners that we network with and associate with, but I never met the guy. We don't correspond. I never met him, but that's where I got this image from. So if you want this image, you can go on his website. You can get it. Okay. That's all I have to say about that. But we did pay for the image. And my wife actually paid for the image. She put this image on a dark colored shirt for me a while back. And ever since I've been doing sublimation and working on perfecting my all over prints, ever since then, I've been really thinking about all the things that I can put on these designs, okay? What's going on, Joel? Thanks for jumping on, man. Make sure y'all drop y'all city and state. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Now, this is a tacky paper. Now, what does that mean? What does tacky mean? Tacky means that it is going to be heat activated. It is heat activated. That means as soon as the heat hits it, it's going to be sticky, okay? Now, that doesn't mean that you may not have to tape it down, okay? What I'm doing right now is I'm making sure that I have enough at the neck, around the rim, okay? Because I have too much print to end up missing. Too much print. Now I'm going to take this, but I'm taping it to the craft paper. Probably saying, why is he taping it to the craft paper? Well, I could come closer to the design. I could do that. I could come closer to the design. But I don't want to. And the reason why I don't want to is because if I do that, then I may end up, and I only have that much room, I may end up cutting it too short. So I don't want to take that chance that I might cut it too short. Excuse me, but I am going to tape it to the paper. Some of it anyway, okay? Because even though this is not supposed to shift when it's heat activated, Anything's possible. Anything is possible. Especially when you're dealing with a large design like this. Yesterday, had a member come in yesterday, and we subbed a 50 by 60 inch blanket that she's using for a backdrop for one of her customers. And it was my first time pressing something that big. And I was actually surprised at how well it came out. But I know one contributing factor to it coming out so well is that we taped it, okay? And we taped that sucker down well. So it may take a little while longer to get this done, but doing it right the first time beats doing it over. Now, I know people are probably out there saying, man, I ain't using all that tape. That's too much tape. Well, I want you to consider how much ink you're using when you do this print. Maybe you did all this yourself and you decided to panel your image together. Maybe that's what you decided to do. If that's the case, think about all the time it took to do that. Think about how much the substrate costs when you say that you're not going to take something and use all this tape. Then you ask yourself, would I rather reprint the whole design, piece it together, purchase another substrate, or would I rather buy more tape? To me, it's a no-brainer. I'd rather purchase more tape. To each his own. To each his own. Okay? So, I am just about ready. Now, yes, this is tacky. It's gonna activate when it hits the heat. It's tacky. Okay? However, stop listening to people that say, well, you know what? You don't need all that tape. You don't need the tape when the heat's at. If it shifts, you're gonna be mad. Okay? If it shifts, you're gonna be mad. Grand Rising, everybody. Thanks for jumping in. Please drop your city and state, like, share, and tag. This is Eric coming in from the Blanks spot. We're located in Columbia, South Carolina. We are a sublimation blanks and supply store. I'm pressing this at 385 degrees for 60 seconds. And I'm going to have to press this 4 times. I'm going to have to press this 4 times. Okay? So, how many of you all are out there doing 3D shirts? And if you're doing 3D shirts, are you paneling your images together? If you are, you don't have to do that. You can actually purchase the images from the blank spot. If you're local to us, you can come right in and pick up in store. We are open to the public. The blank spot is a retail store. Got to make that kind of clear too. Because for some reason, there's a lot of people who think that we are a wholesale store. We're not. We're a retail store. So this is the first press. Got a lot of pressure on here. So I am paying attention to the press lines. I'm paying attention to the press lines, okay? The press lines and the press marks, I'm paying attention to that. Now, I'm going to slide this out. And now I'm going to slide my image this way, okay? So as I slide my image over, I need y'all to see. Y'all got to be able to see. Slide my image over. I want to make sure that I am on pad. Okay, I got to make sure that I'm on the pad. If I'm not on the pad, I'm doing something wrong. Now, I want to kind of protect the integrity of this pad. I want to kind of protect the integrity of this pad. Not that it hasn't been an issue the whole time. It's been an issue the whole time. But I also want to make sure that because my hey, Miss Sister, okay, how you doing? Well, to you. I want to make sure just because my sleeve is hanging over, I don't want that back end of the pad that has ink on it. I don't want that transfer to get on my sleeve. Okay. This is my perfect storm right here, y'all. This one right here. It's gonna be my best one yet. Another 60 seconds. As I cut the back side of the design out. So yeah, if you guys are piecing your designs together, no need. Go ahead and go on our website. If you want to know the direct links, you can go to our YouTube channel. Everything is in the description. How you can get access to these amazing t-shirts. How you can get access to the transfers. And if you're local, you can also come in and rent our equipment. I don't know, y'all. I think I might like this jig idea. I'm not sure. Now remember, I have to press 2 more times. Well, actually, you know what? I said 4 times. I don't have to press 3 times. So I'm going to take this whole thing. And you see that transfer? Y'all see that transfer over here in the corner? That's the bottom. So that would have been on my pad, but it also, whatever transfer would have hit the pad, hit the shirt. So I'm going to turn this around. All right. And I know it's going to press again, but it's not going to mess anything up. It's going to activate again, but it's not going to mess anything up. I'm going right back in there, making sure everything is lined up. And I'm pressing again. So it's just 3 times. 3 times for the press. Alexandria. Douglasville. I see y'all popping in. Lexington, you're right across the bridge. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We got about 30 seconds to go on this side, and we're gonna be able to peel this thing up and let you see what it looks like, okay? Or do you think I should wait till I do the whole shirt? Who wants to see it right now? Who wants to see it right now? None. Billy, I don't recommend any sublimation printer if you don't print on a weekly basis. If you're not printing at least once a week, at least once a week, your printer is going to increase the chances of clogging. So even if you don't print a sublimation print, you need to at least do a nozzle check or do a nozzle check or do like a test page. Okay, put regular paper in there and do a nozzle check, or do a regular paper and do a print test page. If you have a nice size budget, the Sawgrass is going to be great for you because the ink is about $300 and some every time per sheet. Yeah, as long as you don't want to put too much ink out, but yeah, you want to do some type of printing. You don't have to print a sublimation print, but you do have to print something on there. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Tawana, thanks for jumping on. So you want to see right now, huh? So yeah, if you like Sawgrass, if you like spending a lot of money on ink, and you're not gonna be printing but once a week or less than once a week, then Sawgrass is the printer for you because it's gonna suck up all your money. If you're just getting started and you're a beginner, I would recommend you do an Eco Tank printer. Okay. And I'm a little bit upset because I had a saying on the bottom and I did not get it on there. But that's okay. That's all right. That's the only thing I'm upset about. Also, I missed a little bit on the top. Once again, that's okay. I can live with it. But this is what the ink release looks like. That's what the ink release looks like. I missed my hashtag on the bottom. So I'm kind of upset about that. But anyway, everything else, Z. The only thing I messed up was I missed my hashtag on the bottom. And I know next time to make the design smaller so I can actually get it. And I have a little white right here. I'll fix that later. So the next thing is I'm going to use the other side. I have some transfer on here, but I'm going to use the other side. But I'm going to put some butcher paper on here. Okay? So yeah, I'm a little disappointed about that. But hey, you know what? You can't win them all. My hashtag ain't on here, bro. It's all because of this. It wasn't pulled down. But it wouldn't have got it anyway. I'd had to go up some more. Yeah, I'd have to go up some more. Oh well. All right. So butcher paper time. Butcher paper time. So you can get your butcher paper. We got our butcher paper from Sam's Wholesale Club. Not sure if you have an account with Sam's. Well, we got this roll of butcher paper. It's a pretty nice size roll we got from Sam's for I think it was like $26. I think it was like $26. Yeah, you win some, you lose some. You know, what size is the press? The press is a 40 by 31. 40 by 31. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. I have an eco tank and it's already clogged. I can't get any work because it sat too long. So if you're not going to be printing, I don't recommend you get a printer. That's the honest truth. Before anybody gets a sublimation printer, I want you guys to understand something. Before anybody gets a sublimation printer, you don't have to print every day, but you should print at least once a week. Now, if you're not doing any sublimation prints, if you're not doing that much work, then I recommend you either outsource your prints, outsource your sublimation transfers, or you understand how to maintain that printer. One of the key things to maintain that printer is you're going to have to print at least once a week. So printing once a week doesn't mean printing a sublimation transfer. Printing once a week could pretty much say, hey, you know, I'm going to print like Kim said, a purge sheet or a nozzle check or something like that, or a test page. And when you print those things, you don't have to print them on sublimation paper. You print them on regular paper. Hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So if that one's not on there, Zeke, I know. Well, this one can fit on there. I think this one can fit on there because it's gonna drop. This one's gonna drop. So I should be able to fit this one on here. Ooh, wee. Man, I tell you, it's always something. So, the next thing I always do, since I first started and I got that transfer that I didn't want, the next thing that I do is I put a piece of butcher paper right inside of here. Okay, because I don't want it to go to the back. But I don't have to worry about that because my design, my jig is up here, but I'm gonna do it anyway to kind of see if I can stop some of that transfer from coming on that jig. I think that was Billy. I hope that makes sense. Hope that makes sense. And that's for everybody, y'all. If you're not going to be printing, before you start doing sublimation, please do yourself a favor and learn the science of sublimation. We appreciate it. Love the design and the shirt. Appreciate it. Thank you. I have nothing to do with the actual picture, but I did do the background. That was my idea, to do a gradient background. Like I said, a picture I got from someone else. So I'm sitting that right in there. Okay, I'm sitting that in there. Then I'm going to take my other print. I'm going to place it on here. Funny thing about this is I have words on here, and I'm going to miss this one as well. But I got a plan this time, y'all. I've got a plan that I did not have before. And this is a message that I have on this shirt. So this message has to hit this shirt. Okay? It has to hit the shirt. It has to be legible enough so I can get my point across. As far as this goes, I'm taping this down. I'm going to take this down. I'm going to try to take it down anyway. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Hey, you know, you got to be creative, man. I'm not gonna create another part of the jig. I realized that my shirt is not straight, and I didn't realize that how big of a deal it was gonna make, because I just assumed that it was gonna pop on there. But I'm gonna make my shirt as straight as I can. So the other part of it is, if I take this back, it's gonna be crinkled. Let me see something. Hold on for a second. Let's see what I can do with this shirt. I got to get that on at least one side. And what it says, if you guys don't know, what it says is get educated, not entertained. So that's got to be on my shirt somewhere. Or I'm not going to feel good about this at all. I ain't gonna feel good about this at all. So I gotta figure out how I can get this on here and tacked down so I can get this print on my shirt. Because this thing ain't going to beat me. I want it, I like it, and I'm going to get it. All it has to do is be down there long enough for that heat press to hit it, that paper to hit it, and I'm golden. That's all. I ain't trying to get that perfect. I'm kind of discouraged right now, so I'm gonna get this sucker on here. The words have to be on here as well. If I have words on here, I don't want the neck to cut off the words, but I also don't want the neck, the top of the shirt to be cut off as well. And that's what's happening. So I gotta make a decision. I have to make a decision. The way the shirt is stretched out, the design should have been a tad bit bigger. But that's okay. We're gonna work it out. Okay? We're gonna work it out. We're definitely gonna work it out. Once again, I'm taping. I'm going to tape the bottom first because I got that shirt down there that's being held by tape. And hopefully it doesn't give me a big tape mark. If it does, it's okay. I'll know next time because I'll create me another jig anyway based off what I've done so far. This is my first time using a jig. I usually take my design, tape it over, and let it go because I like it being kind of unique. I don't like the idea that it's perfect. But this time, I say, you know what? Let's see what the big old craze is about trying to be perfect. Let's see what this thing's about. Y'all know that nothing is perfect, right? Crafting is not perfection. Crafting is art. When we create this stuff, this is us being artistic. Anybody who's looking to do something perfectly, you're probably going to take a long time before you make them sales, or you may have a hard time trying to get stuff done for your customers. I'm not saying not to do your best work. Just saying that perfect doesn't exist. But we can always strive to get better. Now, I know it's going to be somebody out there that don't agree, and that's cool to agree to disagree. But if I wanted a design, or if a customer wanted a design that was going to be like everybody else, they can go to Walmart or Target. And I promise you, if you go there, you'll find some designs that are not perfect as well. Stitching's off. You know, all kind of stuff. Y'all with me? Do me a favor, y'all. Drop a number 1 if it's y'all first time here. If it's y'all first time on the platform, drop a number 1. Drop a number 2 if you've been here before. Drop a number 3 if you like what you see and you're coming back. Let me see who participated. Anybody participate? Nobody? Oh, we got some participators. Okay. All right. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Let's get this thing pressed. Let's get this thing pressed and going. All right. Let's get it pressed and going. Y'all ready? So I have to make sure that I am over enough or I'll end up pressing it more times than I need to. Okay. So I am going to make sure t-shirt ends here. Slide over just a tad bit more. And I'm ready to roll. 385 degrees. 385 degrees for 60 seconds. 385 for 60 seconds. Thank y'all for joining. I appreciate it once again. I know y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all decided to come and see what we had going on. Hey, welcome to the Play Spot.
I was training next door and I saw this, so I was curious.
Feel free. Feel free.
Making shirts.
Well, we're actually a retail store.
Okay.
We sell to other crafters.
Okay.
But we do offer some custom stuff as well. So if you need something or want something, let me know. Or let us know.
How much it would cost to just get something printed on the back of the shirt thing?
On the back?
Yeah. So just like a regular, like I bring in the shirt and I just wanted something.
We don't accept shirts from the outside. No, sir.
Okay.
For liability reasons, of course.
I got you.
Yes, sir. Have a good one, all right?
How you doing, man? You don't know?
Part.
Okay.
My wife, the other part.
Okay, I'll just make
same,
sure.
Same thing.
Yeah,
Both folks.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, I see you. That was the fastest sale I never made. Y'all saw that? Yeah, so we don't accept outside shirts or outside things unless it comes with the understanding we sign contracts. If they already have some artwork on it, it may be a jacket, some denim or something like that. But we also let the customer know. But just by somebody's wanting something new off the bat, no, we're not going to do that because we don't want to accept that liability of them bringing something in that may not be a good quality product. You know, y'all know the deal, right? Y'all laughing at me. That's the fastest sale I never made. You seen that message? That was quick, huh? No, we don't do all that. No, we don't do it. Bring your own shirt out. So this is not a kiosk in the mall, and we're not doing embroidery. I think embroidery, people who do embroidery, I think they do that a lot. I think that's kind of their practice. I would think so. I know we got some people that do embroidery on here. How often, or do y'all accept items? I think that's more of that practice, right? If somebody's doing embroidery. I think that's more of a practice like that. If we were, now, I'm going to tell you something. See, we have clients that get upset when we don't use their balloons. Yeah, well, you know, once again, it's more of a liability. Like, so let's say somebody comes in with a shirt from, I'm going to say it, Walmart. They come in with a George shirt, right? And you know how those George shirts are sometimes. You take that George shirt and you put that sucker on and you get a couple of wears out, it stretches, and next thing you know, it's tearing from here or it's tearing from here. And now we got to replace that shirt. Nah, man, we're not going to play those games. But anyway, but I think, like I said, I think that's a practice that takes place in embroidery more often than not, than, you know, with us. But this ain't no kiosk in the mall, man. Thank you. Bring me your shirt, hook me up. I get him, though. I get him. It was a valid question, too. It was a really valid question. You know, people come in here all the time, and they just assume, watch this, they assume that we are a print shop, but we're not. What we are is a sublimation blanks and supply store. That's what we are. We're a sublimation blanks and supply store. And what that looks like is, if you don't know sublimation, we sell 100% polyester substrates. We sell substrates made out of with the poly coating. And we also have the other items. Huh? You tired today? Have the other items as well, as far as the supplies, the tape, the stickers. We have ink. Like I said, we have tape measures. We have tape dispensers. We have heat gloves, paper rolls, sheets of paper. Man, just about everything you can think of in here we got. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Miss Kim. Keeping them on topic. Drop that city and state, man. We only got 100. We only got 1,600 likes. Usually when the lights are low, people are locked in. I think that's a good assessment. Is that a good assessment? The lights are low, people are locked in. Because I know we're doing some good stuff out here. I know that we're bringing some pain out here. Wichita, Kansas. What's the size of the heat press? It's a 40 by 31. 40 by 31. We got it from Alibaba. Next thing, I'm going to cut this sucker off because it feels like a sauna in here. Feel like a sauna in here. All right, man. Y'all saw the first part. I got this on here this time, Zeke. Get educated. Not entertained. I got it, bro. I got one little wrap. That's okay. I'm going to fix that too. Got it folded over. Oh. Got another spot I missed. That's okay. It's okay, y'all. It's okay. I'm going to fix that too. The same side I missed. Same side. But that's all right. Okay? Because I am going to take a sheet out of my own playbook. So one side is orange that I missed, and one side is fading into green that I missed. I got a green spot on the bottom. I'm telling y'all, man, this thing ain't gonna be perfect, man. Then you're gonna have some issues. And if your customers don't understand that, then guess what? You got some very hard to deal with customers. I'm just gonna say that. Give me 1 second, man, while I go doctor on this thing. What, man? I ain't mad. Thank you. I missed that part right here. But I'm gonna tighten it up right now. No, I won't. This came out a lot better than a lot of my other shirts because I used the jig. All right, so now I have to do some surgery. Got to do some surgery, okay? So I got a couple of pieces that I'm gonna correct and fix. One piece, I can't do anything. I can do something about this on the back. So you see that white right there? It happened on both sides, okay? Took place on both sides. So I'm gonna get a strip. It's gonna be a crazy looking strip, but I'm gonna get a strip and I'm gonna put right here. I'm gonna fix that. The other piece is down here. Okay, so white down there. So white down here that I'm gonna fix, and right here on the shoulder, I'm gonna fix. Other than that, this is what we're looking like. That's the back of the shirt. And this is the front. And I was trying to get this on the bottom. Hashtag get educated, not entertained. So I got it on the front. And it says there are 5 things needed in order for a community to thrive. Housing, grocery stores, hospitals, schools, and banks. Get educated, not entertained. That's all I got. That is all I got. Appreciate it. Thank y'all for jumping on. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm going to fix these imperfections. I'm going to fill in the blanks. So, no pun intended. I'm filling the blanks. So, do me a favor, guys. Just know today is Thursday, right? Today's Thursday. It's Start Provoking Thursday. So, we come on every Monday and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on our YouTube channel, talking business. Okay. And when I say talking business, we're not just discussing, tidbits. We're getting into it, all right? Talking about business. personal finances, business education, the back end, the front end, and the middle of business. Make sure you join us at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays and Fridays. And then also join us at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. Okay, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays, where we talk about financial freedom. Now, if you cannot get with us, on the Monday and Friday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, make sure you go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. The YouTube channel is The Blanks Spot. That's TheBlanksSpot. You'll see my ugly mug on there. You see my beautiful wife on there, and we're coming on there talking about some things. We got printer tutorials, we have sublimation tutorials, and we have business playbacks. Okay, so check us out, subscribe to us, like us, share us. Hey, we need some help, guys. We need some help getting monetized. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. We need some help getting monetized. We need a little more than 200 more watch hours. 200 more watch hours. So I need you guys to go to the YouTube channel and watch some of those videos. We got some short ones you can watch as well. You don't have to spend a whole bunch of time, but we need some more watch hours so we can start getting monetized, so we can start giving this or continue to give this information out for free and at ease. We start getting monetized, man. It's going to make it easier and more comfortable to set aside some time, some scheduled time to get on here. But what you just saw me do, I did a 3D shirt using this is an extra large shirt using a jig. We used our own paper, sublimation paper, the Blank Spot. You can check us out on the website. It's theblankspot.com. We used our own ink. We used our own paper. We used our own t-shirt. So make sure you like it, share it with somebody, tag. I appreciate everybody for coming on and supporting. Like I always say, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. Like, tag, share, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified. And I'll see y'all at the top, because there's too many people struggling at the bottom. Peace.